Hello angels, this is Miss Quiet Queen and welcome back to my channel once again. Well, as you can see from the topic, we're going to be talking about domestic violence as it is relates to spirituality. I've not seen this particular topic addressed in the spiritual community as of yet. Maybe it has, but I haven't seen it. Domestic violence is one of the most evilest occurrences known to man, one of the most. Domestic violence affects all of us, whether you are being victimized or whether you are the person who is doing the crime. It doesn't matter. It affects everybody. It affects Mother Earth, and Mother Earth is in pain. And I am being drawn to talk to you about domestic violence and even just reveal some personal things and hopefully help us all to understand that it is all of our business, because that's the first thing that most people want to say when they see someone hurting another person. Oh, it's none of my business, I'm not going to get involved. That is a very selfish attitude to take. That is very, very selfish. Okay, if you hear someone in the apartment next to you and they're being hurt, they're not going to know that you called the police. You need to do something. It doesn't mean to go over there and be Superman. Yes, you need to protect yourself first. Sure, you need to protect your family first. But aren't we all extended family members of one another? Okay, it is very important that we stop this crime. Now, there are many types of domestic violence situations. The most popular to date is man hurting woman, and I think that's the most common, or it feels like it's the most common because it is the oldest. It is what's been going on for thousands and thousands of years. There's also domestic violence with woman hurting man, and I had a neighbor who was abused by his girlfriend. Oh my God, I felt so bad for him. And his best friend lived next door to him, and I lived across the street, and he used to try to get me to go out with him and take him away from her. And I would say then, because that chick is crazy, you know, and I'm really not interested in it. I wasn't really interested in him, but still, I felt bad. And as time went on, I really wished I had did something, you know, or talk to him, if nothing else. People think that because a man is being abused, or he's weak, or he deserves it, because how you gonna let a woman hit you, you know? But you don't know the situation. You don't know that person's mentality. You don't know how he grew up or anything. It's really sad, and it hurt me to see him going through that, and I feel bad, like, you know, sort of responsible, because I could have done something, but I didn't. Also, there's domestic violence concerning children, child abuse. That's domestic violence. There's also domestic violence with children beating children. Sometimes the parents don't know that when they leave, you got a big brother beating the crap out of their little brother or their little sister. It happens all the time, but it does not get talked about. Another type of domestic violence that I want to address here is domestic violence involving gay couples. Why is that important, Queen? Because people don't talk about it. They brush it under the rug as though to say, well, they're gay, so we don't really accept gay people as couples, almost as if they're third-class citizens. And it's bullshit. Okay, domestic violence against any human being is wrong. It doesn't matter. And this is something that happens all over the world. We all know that. And it doesn't happen just in the black community or the gay community or white community, or it doesn't matter. It happens all over the world, and it needs to be addressed. And if you see somebody being hurt, getting their ass kicked, and you don't do anything, then shame on you. You really do need to. And it's a reason why you're witnessing it. Maybe you're the one that can put an end to it and help that person. Because if you don't, you know, that one time that you don't, when you thought about doing something that you decide not to, now that kid is dead, or she's dead, or to get her from to get out of that situation, she shoots him and then she has to go to prison. You know, domestic violence hinders us from having an appropriate relationship with our angel. I truly believe that. Our spirit guides, our ancestors, our higher self, our personal guardian angels yearn for us to call on them. You have the right to call on them at any given moment. If someone is hurting you, call out to your angel. Call out to God. And some of you say, well, I do and nothing happens. Well, God is not going to give you an answer, or your angels are not going to give you an answer, and you keep going back to the same situation. Oh, but I love him. Oh, but maybe you should stay there then. Because you can't have your cake and eat it too. Not in this situation. You don't have the right to let someone hit you. You don't. I know that sounds kind of odd, but you don't have that right. But for those of you who really want to get out of that situation, here's your answer. You needed someone to talk to, you know, or maybe you need some words of encouragement to juggle you. I've had visions and energies about some of my subscribers going through this. You know who you are. I've even seen visions, y'all. I felt your energy all the way here in Ohio. I felt it. And I'm making this video because I want you to know the time is now. The time is right now to get out of that situation. The time is right now for you to help your sister, your brother, or your friend to get out of that situation. Because Mother Earth is constantly shifting. The veil is constantly getting thinner and thinner. We need to make an ascension out of here. Some people already made that ascension. We don't know it because those of us that didn't, we don't have the memory. We fall into a sort of like a spiritual sleep and we lose our memory. But the war of Armageddon has already begun, and it's going to get worse. So why would you want to keep yourself in a situation where you can be hurt and even killed in your own home? Some of you say, well, I don't have anywhere else to go. I stay here because I have no money. I have no job. I don't have a good education. I don't really look the part. There's a person that I'm seeing right now have really bad front teeth and not very well educated and don't have a lot of money, but is being abused. And that person that is doing abusing knows this and feels like they have the upper hand on you because you ain't going nowhere. But did you know that when you take yourself to the police station, they have to help you? Your tax dollars, our tax dollars, pay for them to help you. Even if you have to stay in a cell, they have to help you. And I'm going to put up a link of different places where you can go. You can go on Google and Google things like, how can I get help? One lead will lead to another, and then another, and another lead, and another lead, until you find what you need. I was in a domestic violence situation, but it wasn't a physical violence. Occasionally some pushing or shoving, but my main problem was verbal abuse. And verbal abuse, beloved, is domestic violence. When I finally had my enough, I told my mother, and she gave me a number that she had for a long time and said she wasn't going to give it to me till she felt I was ready. And at that moment, she felt I was ready. I called this place. It was called My Sister's Place. That was the name of the homeless shelter for abused women and children. I called them. They sent a cab and picked me up. This was in 1995, and I never turned back. Now, I don't think that particular shelter is in business anymore. It actually caught on fire, too, when I was in there. God, that's another story. But I went through it. I went through a lot. I was homeless twice in my life. I understand that hardship could take a toll on your spirituality. But you've done the right thing by coming to this channel and looking at this video. Because my angels told me that this is what I need to do right now. This is the type of video that I need to do. I feel divinely guided to do certain videos at a certain time, and this is one of them. And you're listening to me because you need to. Maybe you don't know of anyone who has an issue like this yet. But in the United States of America, a woman is beaten every 35 seconds. A child is being abused every 3.5 minutes. Domestic violence happens way too often to too many people and to too many of us. One person can make a change. All you have to do is write things down. If you don't want to, if you're not quite ready to get more physically involved, write down everything you know about that person, what's going on, what you heard them say, how many bumps you heard, because God forbid something happens, the authorities are going to need to know what went on. And chances are the person that's doing the hurting is not going to admit it. But let me give you a brief history of what I've heard men say. We're going to talk about man hurting woman. They say, well, the woman is less than me. She should do what I say. She should do what I say, when I say, and how I said it. Because I'm the man. I'm in charge. A lot of men really believe that. And to be honest with you, if you want to go by the Bible does say that. I do believe the Bible has been tampered with. Even your marriage vows, it says honor and obey when it comes to the woman, but it doesn't say that with the man. And I had a problem with that. But what you gentlemen who abuse women fail to realize is that she doesn't have to obey you the way she obeys God if you are not being godly. I understand that in the book of Ephesians, it says, wives, submit to your husbands the way you would submit to God. But like I said, if you're not being godly, why do you deserve that type of respect? If you love your woman like you say you do, why do you put your fist in her mouth like you her dentist? You don't deserve that. Also in the book of Ephesians, it says, let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth. That's in the book of Ephesians 4:29. Now, some husbands, they live on that verse in the book of Colossians. Husbands, well, I already mentioned that. I'm sorry. That was Ephesians. But also in the book of Colossians, it says, husbands, love your wives and be not bitter against them. We can go back and forth with what it says in the Bible. But let's just say the Bible doesn't exist for the sake of argument. Let's just say it doesn't exist. What right do you have to hurt another human being? Be it your wife or your husband, your sister, your brother, your child. Why? And why, to the victims, why do you stay? I know it's hard, Angel. I know it's hard. I do. I really do. But you got to change, because if you don't do something for yourself right now, nobody's going to do anything for you. No one's going to help you. Your angel is constantly being torn away bit by bit from you, because you are not sticking up for yourself. This is your war. This is your personal war. This is your prison. If you want to get out of this prison, beloved, you have to do something. Hopefully somebody that hears it will help and do something as well, but you can't depend on that. Here's your answer. You've been wondering, what can I do? And then you go on YouTube and you search around and you really become more spiritual. But what you fail to realize, you are severing the spiritual biblical cord to you and your angel every time you let somebody punch on you. And I know some people may say, Queen, why are you getting on the victim more than you get on the person who's doing it? Because the person who's doing it don't think they have a problem. They have really convinced themselves to think that it's your fault that they are the way they are. A person that beats on another human being always blames the person that they're beating. It's your fault. Look what you made me do. And they say it so much until the victim thinks, oh my God, it is my fault. I got to watch the way I say it because he'll get mad. Bull fucking shit. I'm so mad right now. I am sorry that I'm using this language. But I have this energy in me right now. When I saw those visions in my head of certain people being hurt, and then I heard my angels whisper to me, telling me, that person is a subscriber of yours. That person watches your videos, but she is not a subscriber. Okay? I've seen it. And this is it's time to discuss it. It's time for other spiritualists to talk about this. And it's time for people to stand up, put your big boy shoes on, put your big girl panties on, and get out of this situation. I hate domestic violence. I hate it. Yes, hate is a strong word, and I strongly hate domestic violence. I'm going to leave a link of some information for you. Get out of this relationship right now. I know you say, but I love him. I love her. I have nowhere to go. You need to step out on faith. You need to take care of you. Okay? And sometimes you may not be able to make a clean break just like that. You gotta plan an escape. I was also shown a vision of a sister, of a woman who had like 5 children, and the man, he's not the father of the kids. I think he might be the father of one or two, but he would never allow her to have her children all 5 of her children at the same time, because he knew if she was with all 5 of her kids at once, she would leave his ass. The first opportunity that she gets, she would leave him. So, but he also knew that she's not going to leave her kids, not one. So she got 4 and 1 is missing, she ain't going nowhere. She got 3 and 2 is missing, she ain't going nowhere. And he knows this. Fucking idiot. I'm so pissed off. See, I want to keep myself on a high vibration, but when I think about these perpetrators who do things like this to people, it angers me. And then I get even more upset when I think of you and you won't leave. If you can't just up and leave, figure out how you can. You know, ask your angels to help you. Ask. That's why they're there. Even though they want to help, they can't. You're not communicating with them. Domestic violence, it destroys relationships. It destroys your spiritual relationship. Imagine how your higher self feels on the astral plane. When you sick, he's sick, she's sick. When you're in pain, they're in pain. When you hurt, they hurt. They don't want this for you any more than you want it for yourself. It's not normal to go through what you're going through right now. So this person that I've seen, there's a few of them, because once I had opened up the gate to see these certain family situations, a lot of them start coming in. It's like I started channeling people's energy, and people didn't know that, you know, some people may not even know that they're reaching out to me or that their energy is coming to me, because I'm empathic and I see a lot, you know, visually, you know. So, and then there's this another person of a gay couple. He can't go anywhere because his family has written him off because he's gay. He's always, you know, he's worked a little, but most of the time just been a stay-at-home husband, taking care of animals, some animals, some dogs. I see, I don't want to say an alligator, iguana or something like that. I see some reptilians, you know, in this person's house. And he hits them all the time. And he always has to wear dark glasses, even on the inside, because he don't want anybody to see the circles. And sometimes he put cosmetics on. This person has red hair. So anyway, I could sit here and just tell you all of the visions that I've seen, all of the people that I've seen who are going through this, but it would just take way too long. Instead, I'm going to put up some information for you all to pass on to other people. Now, if you are a child who is being abused by your brother or sister or parent, first of all, if you're a child that's being abused by your brother or sister, you need to go tell your mom or dad. If they're not listening, you need to tell a grandparent. If they're not listening, go to a neighbor. Go to the police station. When you see a police driving down the street, baby, wave that police officer down. Officer, I need to talk to you. Officers will stop and talk to you. If you wave them down frantically, they'll stop. You tell them what is going on, and you let them know. I told grown-ups, nobody's listening. Talk to your counselor in school. Tell your best friend. Ask your best friend if their parent can help you. Do something. Get out of the situation. Okay? You don't need to be abused. All right? You can call Protective Services yourself and make a report. They'll listen to you. They don't, they're not supposed to ignore anybody's call. Even if they don't believe it, they have to investigate. It's the law. They have to. Okay? But what I want all of you to do, those of you who are victims of domestic violence, write down everything. Keep a video diary or an audio diary or a hard copy diary. Write it down, speak it, say it in front of the camera. Get something on record to prove yourself, because unfortunately, too many times people just don't believe it. Judges, they dismiss it. Certain police officers, they dismiss it, especially if they come to your house a lot. They take their time getting to your house, or when they get there, they'll tell the guy, hey, just calm down, will you? Especially if the man is a police officer himself and he's doing the beating, they're going to take his side a lot of times. Okay? So, I'm going to just go ahead and end this on domestic violence for now. If you have any questions, if you need to talk, if you want to email me, you can. MissQuietQueen@rocketmail.com. Email me. Let me know what's on your mind, if this helped you. But please, domestic violence is an enemy to your angel. Get out of the situation and do it now. And don't go back ever, because you deserve better. You are a wonderful human being, a godsend. You are from the light, the creator. You are from love. And that's how you should be treated. But you're going through what you're going to because you are going through what you are going through because you did agree to this when you created your cosmic signature before you incarnated here in this earth. But now is the time for you to realize, okay, did I learn this lesson or no? Okay? Let me know what you think. Leave a message. Rate, comment, subscribe. But most of all, angels, please share this video. I love you. I truly do. Stay in the light. Domestic violence is never okay. If you or someone you know are victims of domestic violence, get help now. There are organizations, international and national, that can help you. For Americans who are overseas, please contact the Americans Overseas Domestic Violence Crisis Center. You may also call 866 U.S. Women. These organizations are available 24/7. Also contact the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 800-799-SAFE. That's 1-800-799-7233. Get help now. Most of these organizations are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Stay in the light, and God bless.